This show is proudly brought to you by TraderCobb.com. If you want to get bi-weekly video newsletters on the markets that are not shown anywhere else, just subscribe underneath this video on the homepage. If you'd like to get some access to the free webinars to work out exactly what these trading strategies are about, pretty simple. Just go to free webinars. And if you've got friends or family and you'd like to learn more about blockchain and what the opportunity is, well, I've got a full 40-minute course there for you under free courses. Please share this link around and get involved. And enjoy the show.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. I have the honor of having two guests in one go here. I've got the CEO, Pavel of Bitbay, as well as the trading manager of Bitbay, Przemysław, if I've pronounced that correctly. I hope I have. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Hello. Hi.
Excellent. Look, let's kick this off by where where Bitbay started and what sort of, what brought you to driving forward with a crypto exchange? Because from my understanding, you've been around for quite a while now.
So where did we start? So hello everyone, first of all. So Bitbay is a crypto exchange from Europe, from Poland. We've been established here in 2014. So it's 6th year when we are on the market. So we are crypto to fiat basically exchange. So over 99% of the volume that is on Bitbay, it's crypto to fiat, mainly to PLN, but also to euros, dollars, and recently to British pound. So whoever wants to enter the market in Europe, we offer them to send us fiat, or if someone wants to cash out, also it's a good way to come to Bitbay. And obviously the trading, we have over 100 currency pairs, so the volumes are quite high. So for individual and institutional traders, it's a good place to be.
Excellent. And so 2014, is that when it started?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
In Poland, 2014 in Poland, and in the middle of last year, we relocate our business to Malta.
And do you want to tell us the reasons why Malta?
You know, Malta last year implement legislation which fully covered, the blockchain industry. I mean, the crypto, ICO, ETO, STO, security tokens. And because of the fact that we would like to be much more credible, we would like to obtain the license. So it was the decision which we took last year.
Yeah, fair enough. It's we did see a lot of a wave of different exchanges, particularly after that STO, I guess, bug that everyone sort of got for a while. They're looking to set up in Malta. And it's very interesting to see that you guys have also sort of subscribed to that theory from all the exchange side of things. And a couple of things I wanted to ask you is, what's your expansion plans? I mean, you've got Europe, you've got Poland, that's where you've begun, that's where you started. I want to touch on the fact that you've got over 1 million users now by the sound of it from KYC. So well done to you gentlemen for doing that, and your entire team, of course. It's quite a feat, and it's very nice to see that we got some volatility back again, because that means that you guys are probably making some money again, and me too as a trader. So what's your expansion plans? Because we are seeing a lot of exchanges right now with a lot of competition from some smaller exchanges, and the larger ones seem to be jumping around trying to pick up different demographics in different parts of the markets. The larger exchanges tend to have a little bit more trust, because they've A, been around for longer, and B, with a few more people behind it, the volumes tend to be better. So what is your plan for Bitbay as far as global dominance, I suppose you'd say?
We have like two areas. One of the reason also is that we look to Malta is that we can observe that the future will be for sure in security tokens. So if the technology will come into the traditional financial market, the interesting of issuing the bonds, which will be based on the blockchain or even shares. This is something which would like to be the part of it. So for sure, we would like to be still the cover on our actual market for security tokens, but also regarding the crypto, we would like to go global, especially to Asia, because Asia is very interesting market for us. It's very big. And depending, of course, of the legislation in different, countries all over the world, we'd like to be also present there. So generally, we like to build and our business, which will be based on the two legs. First one, the crypto and commodity tokens, and the second, security tokens.
Yeah, no, makes perfect sense, because that seems to be the progression in this space. The security token industry seems very, very interesting for somebody who's sort of a more traditional investor. It's much easier for them to understand it, I suppose. The whole tokenized economy and the models that you speak to a lot of other traditional investors, and they just go, "What? But I don't own anything, and I've got no access to anything, and I've got no rights to anything." It's like, yeah, kind of. It's purely speculative asset class right now. So the STO really does seem like a really good progression into, for cryptocurrencies to merge and capture a larger market cap. Now, I'm going to ask you, Przemek, a question. Again, you are, of course, the trading manager at Bitbay. What have you seen over the last couple of weeks? I want to make note that this interview is being conducted when we sit right now at $8,100 roughly. What have you seen in the last few weeks, the last month? I mean, obviously, I'm expecting you're going to have seen a lot more volume, a lot more trading activity. Is the whole world, I mean, I know what we're seeing over here. Are you guys seeing the same sort of thing? Are people flocking back, or is it new clients that are coming into the market?
So basically, for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, there are a couple of things that we are looking at, not only the price of the BTC and the volumes. As 99% of almost all our volume is crypto to fiat, we are looking at a couple of more aspects. One of them are the new registration of new clients, but also the flow of fiat. So to the exchange, so the flow of cash. Because nothing can rise without dollars and euros coming into the business, right? So before the BTC is going up, there need to be a flow of cash. So globally, of course, we are like a small part of the whole market, but we are big enough to see, like if there is more currencies coming, like PLN, US dollars, and euros to the exchange. So we can easily expect that that's going to be exchanged to cryptos, and the crypto is going to rise. So we have a plan to publish that indicator for traders, because this is the information that would give you the advantage. So if you see that there is like 200 or 300% more fiat coming into the exchange, so that's going to be exchange into the BTC or other cryptocurrencies. So this is what we are actually looking at. So the last 4 or 5 weeks obviously started to, it all started by the move from $3,500 to $5,000, but then the flow started. So, and we don't see any stop. Like it's literally going up every day. So we have more registrations and more deposits, more fiats coming into the exchange. So from the technical point of view, it's hard to believe that it's going to turn back down, obviously, but from the point of view of the exchange and number of clients and the cash coming in, it's impossible to go down.
So on that, I mean, when the market goes up, we see a lot of accounts come in, and then the FOMO, and then it just sort of snowballs. Do you see the same when it goes down? Do you see people actually exiting? Because one of the things that a lot of crypto enthusiasts have done is the old hodl. Now, I'm a trader, so I'm an executor. I'm in and I'm out. I do have I do hold crypto assets that I hold, but I'm more focused on, that's long-term stuff. When I say long-term, I'm not talking crypto long-term months. I'm talking years. I'm happy to invest and sit back and watch. For me personally, as a trader, I'm coming in and out of the markets, and I do trade with marginal leverage. So last year was fine with the fall. It was fine, absolutely fine from a point of view of we could take advantage of that. Do you see people exiting back to fiat as much as you see fiat coming in?
Yes, of course. Yeah, there are still, a couple of types of clients. The institutional clients, they are moving money in and out
quickly.
All the time.
Yeah,
moving cryptos and fiat all the time. And there is a group of kind of, you could call them professional traders. It's more your type of people who are actually cashing out the profits, on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But the biggest part of the clients are those who are buying cryptos and they leave them.
This is like, according to rule, it's good or long term. So if you bought, on the peak, so it means that you are long term. You are holder, you're waiting.
That's right. Yeah, they say never let a trade become an investment, but many times for those that are uninitiated, it does.
There are a lot of investors on Bitbay, and there are a lot of investors from last year, right?
Yeah.
So people who are holding crypto with us, some people believe that it's better to hold it on your own private cold wallet, but there is a huge group of people who believe that exchanges are also good. You can hold different type of assets. You can move them between the exchanges. Now the top exchanges are very secure, so sometimes it's better to hold it in the bank than in your own pocket. So there are a lot of holders, and also exchanging. They also obviously trade crypto to crypto. So
yeah,
if you decided to hold cryptos and you have a couple of them, we actually decided to offer crypto markets for free. So on Bitbay you can trade on maker side for zero fee on any crypto. So if you have Ethereum and BTC, you can exchange them between themselves for free on Bitbay. So because we don't care
like
about
incentive, to do something, to not be the holder, but to be trying to be the active trader.
Yeah, it's not 0.01 something. It's literally zero on the maker side. On taker, it's a small fee there.
Okay. Well, look, that makes perfect sense because, you want people to maintain a balance and you want them to use it and you want people to be involved. It sounds as though 95% of your volume is coming in or going out as an exchange to fiat. So it doesn't really affect your business plan at all. You're not
looking at that. So we are happy to offer that for no cost, basically.
So what's the goal for Bitbay? The exchange is pretty obvious. Most people would say, we'll look to get the most volume. And look, that's fine if that's your answer. But typically, when you're in business, one thing is to make money. The other, you do generally have a passion for something or a drive. What's the drive at Bitbay? What are you trying to achieve over the coming years as crypto hopefully continues to grow and take the world over?
No, for sure. First, we would like to implement and offer the second platform for security tokens.
Yeah.
Parallel, we would like to develop and go global. To mainly to Asia with our offer for cryptocurrency and for commodity trading. We have also additional company in our group. It's called Bitbay Pay, and this is the payment service provider for crypto. So this is also the company which is quite recognized in Poland and in Europe, and we would like to also offer those services which are connected with our exchange platform for liquidity for PSP.
Okay, so it's a two-pronged attack. It's basically as we said before, as the market develops and gains new subscribers, new participants like the institutions, different types of investors, you want to be there to effectively cater to each and everyone that comes in. Because I think one of the big things this year is going to be that more advanced investor coming in, somebody who's been through a few bubbles before and they didn't buy last time, but now they're seeing a recovery. They might come in and with larger volumes as well, which will be very, very interesting to see. Okay, cool. So you're moving into Southeast Asia region. You are going to get into the STO side of the platform. Sorry, STO market as it evolves. When do you think that's going to happen? Because there's been a lot of talk about the STO environment, and people complain, oh, there's not much volume, there's not much of a market. But don't forget that there doesn't necessarily need to be a lot of volume for an STO market. From the side of an exchange, it does. But for an STO to work, look, it can be held within 100 different people. If those 100 people wish to hold that particular asset in the STO, then that's fine. They can just transfer their equity like they would on a, maybe not a publicly listed company, but in a unit trust type structure. Do you think it'll start at that level first before it goes out into sort of a wider exchange or stock market, index type driven world? Not index driven, but like a normal equity play. Do you think it's going to take a little while and be step by step, or do you think it's just going to be straight and away we go?
I think it will be step by step, because we have a few important areas. First one is that security tokens should be dedicated to traditional traders, the guys who are the investors and they know traditional capital market, shares,
fund managers and stuff. Yeah,
exactly. For them, the fundamental analysis is like the most fundamental approach to this. So it's very difficult for them as an investor, not from venture capital market, but for let's say private equity or the investment funds. They would like to invest in somebody who is already solid, with some experience, with some financials, standing, position on the market, etc. So up to the moment when you can offer first security token, which will be issued as issuing the bonds or shares, I mean the new equity for the company, and this way you can present them the traditional approach, but with adoption of the technology, with no barrier and access to trading, trading 7 days per week, 24 hours, it will be something interesting for them. But first of all, we should discuss regarding some regulations and rules in traditional markets. I mean the prospectus. So up to the moment when the legislation in the particular country will not be enforced, I mean that the financial authority will not have any power to do the authorization from the prospectus to check the smart contract, which is based on the prospectus. Up to this moment, there will be like the first and most important barrier for those guys and those players. So, but if you will analyze actual market in Europe, you can observe that, for example, the German financial authority, BaFin, they already is ready to approve those type of prospectus. If you will decide to issuing the security tokens in Malta, they're also ready. Yeah. So it means that in some Switzerland, it should be enforced, I think maybe this year. Luxembourg, the same. So I think that the global trend is direction to be regulated, and then just the first project who will present the actual even public company, which for example listed in the London Stock Exchange. Yeah. If the first the issuing will be based on the tokens, it will be like the first success. But this is for the primary market. You have to think about the secondary market and about the platform. Yeah. Where the KYC will be much more strict, when you will be collecting a lot of data, and you will additional license. So it means that all these factors should be done, let's say, at the same time. And I think that next 12 months, you can observe on the market that it will be the first projects which will be issuing on the primary market, and the first platform which will obtain the another license for security tokens.
Yeah, because that's sort of there's a two-edged sword, really, isn't it? You need two participants, and it's really at the moment, who's going to dive in first, because you need to have an on-ramp and a process, a facilitation, and an ease of access for whether it be a PLC or whether it be an idea or some form of asset class that may actually have value. The value needs to be represented somehow. Then there needs to be a way for them to get that value transcribed into an understanding, as you say, through a prospectus, through obviously regulation there as well. Now, once you've got that, then you need to have the participants that are willing to buy that equity as it stands, the security side of the token. And then you need to have a secondary market. So there's still quite a bit to do. And I think what a lot of people in the space, there's still a lot of, how do I say this without sounding condescending? I'll just say what I can, know that I'm not trying to be condescending. A lot of people in crypto haven't been in traditional markets before. They don't understand the structure. They don't understand things take time. I think the ETF should be just done straight away. The fastest ETF ever was the ETF on gold. And that was passed first in Australia because it was for our benefit to be able to do that with the ETF, because we've got a shitload of gold in the ground here, right? So everything takes time, but in crypto it doesn't. We saw the ICO boom in 2017 go absolutely nuts. And because of the speed of that, that's what they're expecting now from STOs. Well, the word security is the reason why it can't take off at that speed. But a long, slow burn is the way you keep your house warm. And we've got to build that fire first before we light it. And I think that that's going to be, as well as derivative products, I think that's going to play a big part this year. For fund money to come in, institutions won't play on a large scale if they can't manage their risk. Would you agree with that, mate?
No, yes, but of course, there is one important thing from which will also determine the security tokens. That always traditional market is it's trying to adopt some technology or some changes in very slow way. So this is exactly the same like was with the blockchain. So blockchain was proved by Bitcoin, who was the first. Yeah. So of course we can discuss if the Bitcoin is secure, not secure, or what was in the past, but there is no discussion that Bitcoin proved the blockchain as a technology. So this is the first issue. Second thing, that the same was with the ICO. They used the technology. The idea was very brilliant. The crowdfunding, where you can use the technology, you can offer globally without any barriers. Try to imagine that, for example, one of the company in the Warsaw Stock Exchange would like to issuing the bonds. If you are the, let's say, investor from Korea, it's impossible for you to direct, any transaction with the on the Warsaw. You have to via some brokerage house in London, then brokerage house in London with some relation with the Polish brokerage house. So you have to spend a lot of commissions. You have a time which is needed for it, transaction, only 5 days, etc., etc. The ICO proved the technology and proved the idea there is no barrier, financial trading, nothing. So this is very natural way that we need just the legislation and then the first proof of the concept that you will find some investors that will be ready to invest, like family offices. Very often for family offices, there is no restriction. Like, for example, for the professional investment fund, the company must be public. The company should fulfill some requirements, etc., etc. But the next step will be exactly like this, that the private, somehow institutional investors will decide to invest in security tokens, and the next step there will be the global market. And it presents that a lot of brokerage houses should implement the technology. If not, they will be destroyed because there will be no place and no market for them.
We're left behind.
Second thing is that the traditional stock exchanges should also apply and build the platform for security tokens to be sure that they can cover also this type of business. Because if not, they will be not.
If they don't do it, they're just going to have to fork out more later to buy the companies that have the advantage.
Yeah.
And whoever's building them, they'll get some astronomical amount of money to sail off into the sunset and buy their yacht. And congratulations to them for doing that. Gentlemen, the last thing I want to ask you is this. I appreciate the depth of which we were able to take this conversation. I do. I also want to ask where the listeners and viewers can find out more information about Bitbay and how to get involved if they wish to do so.
Could you repeat?
Say again. We both didn't understand.
How can the viewers and listeners find out more about Bitbay if they want to get involved? Where would they find more information about your wonderful company, gentlemen?
I think the best way would be to go online.
Bitbay.net/EN is for those that speak our wonderful English accent. I can't talk today. It's been a long day. The markets are going nuts. I am really getting tired. I need to have some food. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. That was bitbay.net/EN for the English version of Bitbay. Over 1 million users. They're looking now at expanding into Asia. STO markets is definitely an exchange that you want to keep your eye on. They've been around for a long time and seem to be like they've got the right plan to be around for a lot longer. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time and all the best going forward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and bye for now.
Bye.
This show is proudly brought to you by TraderCobb.com. If you want to get bi-weekly video newsletters on the markets that are not shown anywhere else, just subscribe underneath this video on the homepage. If you'd like to get some access to the free webinars to work out exactly what these trading strategies are about, pretty simple. Just go to free webinars. And if you've got friends or family and you'd like to learn more about blockchain and what the opportunity is, well, I've got a full 40-minute course there for you under free courses. Please share this link around and get involved.